Okay, so policies for power sector. Okay, so the first one is Electricity Act 2003. Then we have is the National Tariff Policy 2006. Okay, then we have is the Ultra Mega Power Projects. Okay, so that is also called as UMPPS. Okay, so these are the policies of the government. As I said also, that when you're going to talk about it, we are definitely going to talk about the policies of power sector. So as I said, first is the Electricity Act 2003. So 2003, there was an elimination of license for electricity generation projects. There is an increasing competition through international competition by bidding, and that is why there is a set Electricity Act 2003 was very important. Talking about the national tariff policy, that is 2003. So there was an adequate investment for that. Tariff rates had been decreased because we wanted to assure a proper guideline, and so that it will be benefited, the consumers will also be benefited with the competitive rates. Talking about ultra mega power projects. Okay, so this is also launch of UMPPS through tariff based competitive bidding. Now, ease of land possession, provision of fuel, water, and also necessary clearance for enhancing the investor confidence. Okay, now coming to the next one, next policy, let's go through the next policy, that is the RAPDRP. Okay, so now this has been launched by the Ministry of Power. Okay, and this is basically there is an upgradation. This is done because to upgrade the transmission and the distribution network. Okay, so linking of central government funds to the state is also one very important thing. Okay, and with actual reduction to transmission and distribution of losses. So the losses should be divided equally between the central government and the state government. The next policy is no environment clearance required for solar projects. Okay, so the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Government of India has clarified that that there must be solar PV. Okay, so that is also called as solar PV. Now, what is the meaning of PV? It is called as photo voltaic, okay, power. So solar power, then solar thermal projects and solar parks will not require the environmental clearance, which was mandatory previously under the provisions of environment impact assessment. So it was mandatory once upon a time. What was the name of the act? Let me rub this. So once upon a time it was mandatory. So once upon a time it was mandatory for clearance under EIA. So what is EIA? Environment Impact Assessment, okay, and notification of 2006. So this is no more required now. Coming to the next one, there was also the next policy called as fuel supply agreement. So fuel supply agreement with Coal India Limited will ensure the availability of coal for power companies over the long term. So this is also done. The next one is the National Electricity Policy. Okay, so now this provides electricity to all areas, and it prepares consultation with state governments and and other stakeholders. So there must be a supply of reliable and quality power in an efficient manner and reasonable rates. Okay, the next one policy which government has introduced is called as feed in tariff. Okay, so now this scheme is used for promoting the generation of electricity from renewable energy resources. Okay, so it allows the power producers to sell renewable energy. So the power producers can sell renewable energy generated electricity to an off taker or to any person for a predetermined period of time. Okay, coming to the next one, Sasti बिजली हर घर योजना. Okay, now this scheme, this is the Government of India scheme which plans to implement a new scheme called as Sasti Bijli Har Ghar Yojana with an outlay of 17,000 crore. Okay, and it will provide electricity to around 40 million unelectrified households in the country. Okay, now coming to the next one, we will talk about the new national policy. So yes, the National Tariff Policy 2016. Okay, so the National Tariff Policy for Electricity was amended in 20th January 2016, and this policy aims to achieve the objectives of Uday scheme, and there is a special focus on renewable energy has been laid in order to promote the use of renewable energy, solar renewable purchase obligation. So here you can also have a new scheme which is the solar renewable purchase obligation. So there is an obligation you have to purchase. This is also called as RPO, which is proposed to increase by 8% by 2022. So there is a special focus on renewable energy which has been laid, and that is why it is mandatory that you have to buy the solar renewable purchase obligation. Okay, coming to the next one, it is also called as BIMSTEC, and it is called as the Trans Power Exchange and Development Project. Okay, so now in April 2017, the Indian government approved the proposal of Ministry of Power for signing a memorandum of understanding for establishing the BIMSTEC grid. So this is a grid which is an interconnection. Okay, and the MOU will be signed at the upcoming 3rd BIMSTEC Energy Ministers meeting, and it has already been done. And this BIMSTEC is an international organization which involves a group of South Asia and South Asian countries, like namely Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Bhutan and Nepal. Okay, so this is basically that. Coming to the next one, next policy we are talking about is the spinning reserve. So spinning reserve. So in order to meet the peak load shortages and grid stability, spinning reserves have been created. Okay, now the next one, we have also done a new policy that is on energy conservation campaign. Okay, so replacing the nationwide street lights with LED lights plans to save 10% energy that would light up the 11 crore lives. Okay, so replacing 1 crore bulbs in Delhi within 1 year. Okay, the next one is the national mission on enhanced energy efficiency. Okay, so in August 2014 the government has launched the policy with an investment of $128 million, and this funds energy efficient is basically for electrical appliances. Okay, now renewable energy is very important. So basically now if you see, the focus is on all on renewable energy. This is our next target. Okay, so wind energy is the largest source, I told you also, and then we also have wind energy, then biomass. So biomass is the second largest source of renewable energy, accounting to 12% of total installed capacity, and it's going to be a very strong potential in the coming years. The next one is India's solar power. So solar power is also very important, and if you see the auction, so we have recently done an auction of 250 megawatts at Badla in Rajasthan. Okay, now the bid was placed by South African's Phelan Energy Group. So let me write down the name of the group so that you remember. South Africans Phelan Energy Group, and also there was another group called as Avada Power. Okay, because they wanted to win contracts to build capacities of 50 megawatts and 100 megawatts. And where was this? They wanted to build this project. They wanted to build this project at Adani Renewable Energy Park, Rajasthan. Okay, now so there is a low solar tariff standard in India, because auction in India is very cheap, and that's why we are trying to promote, so that's why the tariff rate is also very less. And the Power Ministry in 2017 has launched an application name called as GARV2 to provide the real-time data related to rural electrification also. Okay, so declining of solar power prices as compared to thermal power has prompted the government to switch to renewable energy resources now. Okay, now let us see about the 3 coal power projects. So yes, the 3 coal power projects have been removed, have been shelved. Where is this place? Odisha, Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh, due to low rate of renewable solar energy at US dollars 0.08 kWh. Okay, so recent trends, if you see that that 20 reactors are there and 18 are pressurized. Okay, so let us see the recent trends of nuclear energy. So nuclear energy, if you talk about in India, so there are 20 reactors. Okay, and out of this there are 18 pressurized heavy water reactors. They are called as PHWR, and 2 are boiling water reactors, that is called as BWR. Okay, so the government's aim is to increase more capacity of nuclear power generation also, and that is why there is a new the institute called as NPCIL, that is Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, plans to construct 5 more nuclear energy parks with a capacity of 10,000 megawatts. Okay, and then there is also, which I had also told you about, the Kundankulam atomic power project, that is in Tamil Nadu, is expected to start operating. It's already started operating. And then there is a next unit 2. So yes, now we are planning of unit 2 of the Kudankulam plant has already started functioning from May 2016, and here also the installation capacity is 1000 megawatts. Okay, and that is what is the main criteria. Okay, so now I will talk about very important topics on Indian economy, especially with current affairs and what India's achievement, what is the current scenario of Indian economics in India. Okay, so I'll see you soon in the next class.